Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of the Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise set by Pokemon. This is set number 72153. Contains over 6,800 pieces. Retails for a whopping $649.99. The set was provided by the LEGO Group for review. Thank you, LEGO. And yeah, this is essentially what we're going to be working on supposedly in this installment. But if you look here, well, we're still working on the base. And I forgot to mention this in the last installment, but we're at a good solid 10 still, so that's not too bad. And what you see here is bags 1, 2, and 3. And we're not done yet with the base. So, fair warning there, we're not done with the base yet. But, despite it just being just this, as you can tell, there's a lot of color inside, which is even better. Now, in today's installment, we're going to do bags 4, 5, and 6, which should conclude the base of this. Now, I'm not sure how much we're going to be doing on this today or how long the installments is going to be, but I just know that it's going to take some time to do it. And overall, I'm pretty pleased with the set. And yeah, well, alright, before we can start anything, let's get through the disclaimer first. This is not to be construed or considered as a professional product review, how-to, or tutorial. These are just merely my notes for review. I will try to show every angle as possible, but I cannot make any guarantees, as I may make a mistake or, of course, may have some spare pieces. So just be sure to watch the video all the way through, because I usually will correct mistakes as I go along. I try to anyways. I try my best. Also, these are just for entertainment purposes. This is not my full-time job. This is just something I do as a hobby. It means I do it for fun. So it may take me a while to get this set complete. So I'm going to try to do is release an installment a day on this. So just sit back, relax, and just let me put you to sleep or something. I don't know. But yeah, we're getting pretty long here. Alright, well, now we can continue on with bag number 4. Why did I put that there? Put that there. Oh yeah. Oh, we got a small bag in there. That's got me worried. Actually, I need a couple of these in dark blue. I have a set that has them. I'm working on a couple of older tutorials that I've done years ago, but I want to update them to more updated parts. So essentially that's what I'll be doing. And in order to do that, I gotta get more of the modern pieces. Brick Separator comes with the set. We're still at a 10, which is good. Now let's get things kind of going here. I'm just trying to give myself some space. It may have been easier to use a like an iPad or something to do this, but you know, I don't like, you know, getting one charged up. I'm trying to charge up 2 of them right now. I dozed off watching some cartoons. As a matter of fact, it was Popeye the Sailor Man, so I kind of dozed off to him. No anime today. Oh, and today is the 15th of April, 2026. You know what that means? It's tax season. Homework for adults. Isn't that fun? Who doesn't like doing homework? Well, at least mine were already done, or at least I don't have to worry about it too much. And is that supposed to hang over the edge? Yes, so yours is supposed to hang over the edge like that too. Okay, just like that. And yeah, oh, and somebody had said I build too slow. Here's the deal. I'm just here to savor the moment and document my build experience. So if you're looking for real fast builds, there's other channels that will do that. Here we're going to do the whole flavor. You're going to get the full flavor here. You're not going to get some speed build. So here, we're going to do the whole flavor here. Here. Anyways, let's get back on this. So I've been trying to think of what I want to do, and I already have an idea what I want to do, after I get done filming the base of this, I'm going to start one of those dreaded, boring, and I'm going to say it boring, educational sets. So I'm going to kind of do that as in between these. The educational set is going to be the main build that I'm going to be focusing on, but this one here, it's going to be like the treat build. This is going to be like going on a vacation and just enjoying it type build, not just, okay, I got to do this, this, and that. You know, so if they ever offer me educational sets again, I will just happily refuse those. So I think we're just trying to make this look like we have some kind of like vines and stuff on the bottom, since this is for Blastoise or Venusaur. I get those two confused. You know how that goes. Alright, now we're building on some more of the platform here. So just imagine, it's going to take me a while just to get all these done here. To finish up everything, get it done on time. Hoping to have this thing filmed in probably 2 weeks. And I'm going to start editing videos once I get a batch of stuff done here. Okay. Okay, what I would do, if you're going to start this, start right here. I'm just going to set that. I'm not pressing it down. Okay, that's where it's supposed to be. Because we got to put a bunch of plants and stuff right there. So let's kind of nibble at that. If you're not sure, try to find a landmark that you can work off of and just kind of start from there. I did get a few more comments about, you know, Jay, when are you going to get to doing this type of set here? I'm doing it now. So I'm getting to it. And right now I got a bunch of other things that I got to worry about. Like I got to wait for some silly repairman to come tomorrow when I can do it myself type deal. And you know. Oh, I've never seen this piece before. A 1/4 round 1x1 brick. That will come in handy for something. I just need to get more of them in different colors. You know how many times you ever wanted to round off a corner, but you had to use one of these? The only thing I don't like about these, they got that notch at the bottom. I wish they didn't. I mean, I understand why they did it, but you know, I'm trying to find... there's a lot of small parts in here, too. So I have a feeling, kids, we're going to keep you in late today. Because there's a lot of small parts here today we're going to have to really kind of rifle through. So I'm just going to take my time, just put it together very slowly, or no big hurry, and just take it easy and just chill out and build. Just loosen myself up, make all the problems go away just for today, and just build. May need that there. So yeah, when you get this type of color, it's, you know, you remember that Deku tree? This is kind of what it reminds me of. Okay, I got to start pulling out parts. I am looking for a brown plate with bow. So start popping all these out here until I find it. And for those who say that you get overwhelmed on sets like this, yeah, it can get overwhelming. Do one bag at a time. Now, if you've got a family to help you out with this, I think you're good. You can just get this done lickety-split here. See, I found that plate. And I knew I was going to need this other one. But now I got to find another one of these, and I see it. So it tells me that something's going to snap into this somehow. Probably the Venusaur right there. And let's see here. Then we got some vine things here with these. I think that's just regular green, but I don't see any of this. I think it's this bright green. And we need to make 4 of them. Okay, these are opaque. You can see where it's got a little bit of a, like a bluish, purplish, pinkish sheen to it. There's the word sheen. Now, somebody had suggested, or one of my friends suggested, why don't you just do one bag a day? That would take me 65 days to do this. That would be, it'd be easier to do it like that, but not too exciting. Okay, we need to make some leaf pieces like this. And then we need to crown it off with some stud flowers. I think we're supposed to be using red here. Or dark, oh, that's reddish orange. So we got to stick these right on these sticks here. And we just got to make a mirror of the other one here. Okay, yeah, I haven't been watching any anime. I've been kind of busy doing stuff, so that's where I've been at with that. I just haven't, after the whole thing kind of going kaput on me, I have to take care of household items first. And that goes there. But, okay, that doesn't go there. It goes right there. Will it matter on this? Probably you'll never notice if I make a mistake, but I'm going to try my best not to smurf up on this project here. We got to take our time. And the whole point about doing these type of videos is to take your time to savor the build. Don't speed build through them, just savor the taste. It's like having dessert. You don't just scarf your dessert down and take your time on your vegetables. I mean, who does that, right? See, I think it's supposed to snap in those holes. Okay, now we're going to be focusing on the same place again. I just had to step away for a second. Oh, we get to use these new type of parts. Cool. Do we really needed a stand for this thing? I doubt it. But, okay, don't forget this one back here, right there. And let's see here. Can I just zoom in all the way here for you? Let's do that. Let's see how that works. I just got to note that I zoomed in. Okay, Lego, we need to make 1x1 plates like that. We got tiles. Why can't we get those in plate form? I can always use those in plates. So yeah, we're building up a base here very slowly today. I mean, we're going slow on this thing, but that's fine by me. Hey, at least it's something to do other than to watch the dreaded news with all the bad stuff going on. So what am I doing? Watching anime and doing Lego stuff. I wish we could watch an anime while we're doing it. Like, why can't I play it in the corner? But then again, I'll get in trouble for it. And we can have a discussion together. That would be fun. Build and watch. We watch a cartoon while we're doing that, but then again, I don't want to have to talk through it. Let's do it like this here. And then, or even play music in these. But naughty record companies, you messed it up. Okay, so it looks like it fits right here. But it's not staying in. There we go. You may have to reorientate your leaves a little bit. So far, this is what we've done. Yeah, we're getting there. It's this is slow go. We got a lot of little pieces. We're putting plans together. And guys and gals, I read ahead in the book. It's only going to get worse. I kid you not. You're going to be here for a while. You're going to be here. But at least it's a good here. It's not like, oh, I got to build this. No, this one I wanted to build. So if anybody says, well, Jay, you don't sound excited doing this. Now I just have other things going on in my life other than Lego right now. But I really want to get into this one. The only thing I'd have to say that's really kind of a drag on this set, though, is the size of it. It's just massively big. Matter of fact, I don't think I've blocked anybody on the Eevee build yet, so that's even better. I was thinking about that. Usually licensed sets such as this, I'm usually blocking people out of the blue, but this time I don't think I am. Oh, I haven't seen... I think I have a few of those in Nougat. I don't know. You get so many parts, you kind of just lose track of them. Alright, so I need 2 of those corner pieces. No, 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 no. I only need 1. Oh, and over here it's the... Okay, I'm missing 1 here. Oh, there it is. Making sure, always, you see me do this. Sometimes I'll hold a piece in my hand and not even realize it, and then that's where I got my problems. That's a nice piece. I just don't, like, I got this. Oh, there's the other one, okay. Now, what happens if I'm missing a set? I've covered this in several other videos. What would happen? I'd have to fail it, you know, just because it's incomplete. That's not including if I make a mistake. That's why I keep that. So if I'm missing something, I know what's in there, or unless it falls on the floor, which I try to avoid. Okay, so this piece goes in here. Okay, so yeah, we are going to be anchoring something down in here. So yeah, there's something that anchors here and possibly there. We're going to have our attachments. Alright, and then now plug that in there, and we need more round pieces here to go around all these. Yeah, so if you like this style of video, you're in the right place. You know, I always get the, you know, well, why can't you speed build? Well, everybody does speed builds these days, and I don't want to do speed builds. And I mean, if you like them, that's cool. Basically, this would be a speed build. Just have the camera fixed. I sit down for a few hours and just film this and put the thing on mute. I play a music, movie, or an anime in here while you're all just watching the animations here, and I'm not going to do that. Oh, speaking of animations, my VTuber, I've been working a little bit more on him. And my goal is I'd like to get him in the corner down here where he could move his jaws, and you can just, it'd be something fun. Ooh, we're going to have to tile all that together. So I was thinking about that. How would I start that? Where would I go? Well, that's what I would do. Now, when will I get that done? I don't know. I'm going to try it on a not so desirable video. Maybe do the educational set if I get some time. See if I could put them in there, and if people start angrily getting mad at it, because you know how some people are in this community getting mad over this smallest things. I've been kind of, I just want to bring things up a little bit more to par here and just make the channel more entertaining, or maybe lack of. But I did read online that somebody had said, watch out if you do decide to put animated characters in your videos, because it could be targeted towards kids. You know, and if that ever was the case, I'd have to start using 4-letter words. I don't want to do that right now. I've came close in here a few times, but just due to my own negligence. But yeah, it's just, right here alone is just, there's just so much tiling. Look at all the tiles. We're not even done yet here. All that just to do those two areas. So that could tell you right now, that's where his legs are going to sit. They gotta have to fit in there. I have a feeling. And then now we gotta shove this in here. I'm sure this placement is very critical, so we can't just mess up here. trying to straighten these tiles out. Everything in here is rounded. And while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and just jump right on into 72. Stick that in there now. That's how I mess up. And then this goes here. There we go. Yeah, so I have a feeling his legs are going to sit on there. So I'm going to say this in this installment, or this bag is just those legs. And then this guy here goes right here. This kind of reminds me of that big old Harry Potter set we put together, kind of. Just the platform alone, this would be good just for like maybe if you were to build a whole entire circle, you could make this a nice display platform. Or even just for something to build on. And it looks like we did... Well, let me go get that, because I don't want the vacuum. Grabbing that here. Well, we have this red thing. We didn't put this in anything. All right, so we have those. Okay, let's take a look here. Because I have two of them, and I've got a feeling we're going to have to put one somewhere here. Okay, this goes here. We got lucky. Okay, that's where that red piece goes. That's why I always say watch the videos all the way through. I've been blocking people for that who get mad. I say, did you watch the video all the way through? You know, I don't know. And that's what we have remaining there for bag 4. And yeah, hang on to those. You may need them. And so far, this is what we've done. We spent probably, what, 22 minutes right here in this area. Okay, now we're going to move on to bag 5. I already see small bags in there. You know what that means. Alright. Looks like deja vu, huh? Deja vu. Oh no, we got 2 small bags. Okay, we'll be here for about 30 minutes now. This might be an hour-and-a-half installment here for just 3 bags. I was estimating there's probably 120 parts per bag. Well, remember at the beginning we didn't have a lot of parts. Because all the small parts are literally now. You know? So we got a lot of medium to small parts. Tons of plates that I have millions of in the collection. And now it looks like we're focusing our attention. Let me get this more positioned like that, because we're going to be focusing our attention right over here. And until I can clean this mess up off the workbench, we're going to have to kind of do that there. So yeah, let's get going here, and I don't have any space for the building guide up here, so I just have to deal with it. I'm looking for a 1x6 and more of these. So let's get this in here. Yeah, I've been wanting to dive into this one or the Pikachu, but this one here seems pretty cool. But we might be working on the Pikachu while we're doing this one too. You know? Alright. And this goes here. So we got all these little fancy, intricate scrolls in here and stuff. Let's start pulling these out here. I'm trying to find, you know, a specific piece, and sometimes it's just better to start pulling out parts. I was looking for one of these brown tiles, so... Or, you know, the best way to also do it, too, when you're building your set, is to keep everything separate. And my throat is about to crack again. Isn't that lovely? Means I gotta stop and clear it. Allergies have been really flaring up, so I've just been kind of hiding from them, but it's a losing battle there. Okay, so I got that out of the way. I need to see if this camera's got a pause feature where I can pause the video. I don't want to mess with it while I'm actually recording a production video here. So when I get done with this, I'm going to dump this onto the computer and start preparing the files. Because once I get them done, I'm going to post them up there quickly as I can, so you, the viewer, can enjoy them, or if you use them to put you to sleep. You know, there you go. I think, yeah, okay, that is where that's supposed to be. Okay, we've got a mess. Let's clean it up. Okay, we got even 3 of those. Okay, cool, we got that done. Now we got to do this over here. I notice they just sneak little patches of color in here and there. It's always kind of cool to see colors in these type of builds. Where does this go? Goes right next to here. But a set like this is targeted towards collectors. This is not something that you'd give your 10-year-old. Unless your 10-year-old is really well disciplined and building very large sets. And my stomach is growling, but I'm going to have something later. I had potato chips, but that wasn't enough. Okay, now it looks like we're focusing on another part of the landscape here. But this time we're doing this little plate here. So thank goodness it's nothing big, but I made a mistake. I got to put that in like that. That's why somebody had noticed my fingernails are all torn up. That's what they got the tool there. If I don't use the tool, that's on me. I don't think I have a whole lot of these, and what is that? Dark orange? Yeah, I'll have to sit down and watch another good anime. I have to think of what I want to watch. Don't want to get too addicted. I found out people get addicted to it real easily. Well, yeah, it's like you watch 20 or 25-minute episode or so, and it's already over, thinking, oh, I can squeeze just one more episode in, and next thing you know, it's 20 episodes later, and you're done with the whole entire season. You binge watch. That's what I did with Death Note. And usually I'd watch it at night before I go to bed, and yeah, that wasn't too bad. I did read a post where somebody had let their 10-year-old kid watch Death Note, and the kid had night terrors, and I thought, well, yeah, I would assume so, you know. That show's obviously not meant for children because it's a cartoon. And we're talking about Death Note. Just the name of that alone is what dragged me into it. Alright. And there's a hole in the middle. I'm not sure why. Maybe we're putting more in here. Yeah, my throat is just really scratchy today, so I'll try to clear it out as much as I can, but that means more editing for me. I wish I can just press a button in here and just do that. I got to read and see if this camera does have a pause button. Some do if you hold the record button. I don't know. We'll see here. I don't know if we're done with that yet. There's a lot of pieces. Oh, yikes, there's a bunch coming up. Okay, we have that same thing we built before with those plates. So I notice you really can't see a whole lot. That's the only bad thing about doing these big massive models is they just take so much space to do, and I cannot get that Technic in there for the life of me. But I can't. I got to remember the little red pegs that go in there. Or a Technic pin with stud is usually, I think, what Lego calls them. So that's done. And we got to make 2 of them. All right, well, let me keep that there so I have a model. Oh, yuck, Technic. Okay, let's just get the belly aching done so I can move on. All right. But always hang on to your small parts. You may need them. I've known some people where they threw them away after they're done with the build. Okay, I'll just throw them away. I'm like, why would you do that for? Some people do. All right, let's make sure I got those in correctly. Yes, we do. Okay. And then now we need this plate here and the plates with bow. Okay, we got 1. And there is 2. And we got to put that in now. Where does it go? It goes right over here, somewhere here. Should just plug right on in there, like that. Make sure here. You notice how I just check before I push it down? Some people will do that, and then they'll have to take it all out. Well, how many times do I want to do this? 1 time. So, check 1,000,000 times, push down once. Hope you really can't see what I'm doing. I may have to leave this thing zoomed out more. So that takes care of that. Okay, now we're back up to here again. And now if you're on a mobile device like a tablet, you can just take your fingers and zoom in a section. That's why I do 4K, because then you can have the privilege of zooming in and you get a better quality video experience. All right. Where do these go? Okay, I see the round plate here. Or am I skipping something here? Oh, I am. I forgot this other plate. That's like, where does this go? Okay, it goes... Okay, it snaps right in here. All right, before somebody thinks I'm being stupid or whatever, I'm checking my work 1,000,000 times because I only want to do this once. And then we go from 3 here, so it's right there, and this goes here. So, pretty much... Yeah, I still got to find me a bigger ring light. This one's not that powerful. It's mostly for close-ups, like doing like selfies and stuff. I wanted something that the I gotta go pick that up. Something for the tutorial camera to go into. It wasn't meant for the professional camera, so I gotta find one that's bigger for this. Probably maybe a 14 or a 15-inch ring would be better. And now, oh, I guess Lego does that too. They cut these off and stick them in there. I may have to do that to my builds. Now, I get, Jay, how do you write your building guides up? What software to use? I use Stud. Sometimes I'll use Blender. It depends on my mood. But I always get, well, I'm thinking about writing up my own building guides to preserve my work. Is it hard? Yes, but if you built a Lego set before, you are already armed with Lego's building guides. Just follow Lego's format, and you should be fine. So if you're going to get into writing up your own building guides, follow what Lego does, how they lay out their building guides. There's not mass amount of parts. They have arrows pointing to certain areas like this, because it does get kind of confusing after a while. Now, if you're like me and you add a highlight, see how Lego used white in here? I use blue. White I can still see fine, because this is a darker build. So when you do that, yes, writing up your building guides at first is a learning curve. I'm going to kid you not. If you've used Digital Designer, there's L-Draw, which is also, that one's a turd. I can't figure that one out, but Stud I can. But it just depends on, Now we're moving on to some more plant parts. It just depends on what you want to write up. Just don't expect you to be a master at it. It should take you no more than a few hours to start getting the hang of the thing. And then this goes right here. So what I think they do is they rotate this one, and this one's perpendicular like that. But that's what I'm saying is if you want to write up your own building guides, see this channel here, we can talk about this. We can talk about it here. And when I first started writing up my own building guides, it was supposed to be the yellow school bus. That was supposed to be building guide number 1. I never did it because at that time all I had was Digital Designer, and it was not user-friendly for things like that. The builds were way too complicated for it. So I decided just to say, okay, never mind. I thought I'm going to have to learn how to use a new piece of software. So I started learning how to use Stud, and at first it is overwhelming. I'm not going to lie to you. It is an overwhelming experience. It's different. But once you master the basics of it, it's easy. Then you have the power to preserve your own builds, and you could build them again and again and again. And then once you get confident enough, you could actually preserve your ideas and sell them, like as I sell my own building guides. And one of these lights in here is flickering. It's the ring light. Hope you don't go out. I already got to spend money on an air conditioner. I don't need another one. I don't need to have any more problems. But writing up your own guides, it's fun, but it's very tedious. It will take you a very long time to write up your own guides. I'm not going to lie to you there. It will take you some time. So before you're like, oh, I got to get this guide done, I want to start making sales. Also, when you're building, and you're going to make your own guides to sell them, build it with actual bricks. Don't just do everything in complete, like this. This right here obviously looks like it's been generated. It's hard to say. Maybe not. It's the part gaps are different. And you want to see what it looks like in real form. And when I'm looking at builds on like Rebrickable and stuff, I look and see, okay, this is built with real bricks, so then I know it's achievable. Versus doing it strictly in Stud. Some people do that. I build, then I release. Okay, this goes right in here. Hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm building right here. I'm hoping I'm not drooping off camera here. But writing up your own building guides, it can be very tedious, like this. Imagine writing up something this big. Now I'm assuming LEGO obviously has a team for that. And this goes here. Okay. Because I have a feeling we're going to have to put all those tiles in real quick. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to do some more rings here. So these are for the other legs here. So I'm just going to start grabbing pieces, start placing them in here. But yeah, writing up your own building guides, it's a nice fun little chore. And then once you're done, you can pretty much trash your model. You can take it apart, use the pieces to make something else. Let's say later on you build a city and you want to revisit those ideas. You have access. And two, when you do your building guides, I burn mine to physical media. I burn mine to a Blu-ray and a DVD. You never know. And I have mine saved in a few other places. I also have my guides saved on a cloud. Because it takes a long time to write those up, and you don't want to lose your work. That's not fun. You don't want to have to do a rewrite. And yeah, so the building guides, they're safe. They save your rear if you're trying to build something later on, or if you want to rebuild it. So even if you think, well, building guides, I don't want to sell them, just make a rough guide on Studio and be done with it. Just be like, okay, I'm going to back this up. I want to preserve my ideas. Okay. Very critical. This one needs to be here first. So yeah, if you're ever going to get into it, folks, just keep in mind when you start learning how to write up your own building guides, it will be a learning curve, and it will be something that will be really well rewarded when you are done. Because now you have a building guide. Like mine, I have, like for my McDonald's, I have a rough guide. I wouldn't say it's production quality. I would not sell that to anybody because it's in production quality. Once I get it past that point, then I can sell it. I think that's it. We don't even have any parts remaining here. This last one looks like it goes right... Notice I'm not pressing down on it. Yeah, it goes there. Okay. And I think that's it. I'm due for a throat clearing right now. I'm going to try not to be as raspy here. So that's what you're supposed to look like. Now you can see where the legs are going to sit. I think he's going to sit like that. And for these, I'm not sure what these are for. We don't know yet because we're not done yet. We're getting there, though. We are getting there. And I think we're going to wrap up this right here with bag 6, which will wrap up the base. And I want to thank everyone on Patreon and my main channel for being contributors. It's always a big help. Ooh, look at all the small little parts in there. We're going to have to be careful with that. And those earnings will go towards making, of course, building guides, tutorials, all that stuff. Okay, so that's the reward there. In addition, if you're on my Rebrickable and checking out my building guides, thank you again for that, because that's always a big help. That's the kind of work I'm preserving right now, is stuff like that. And making sure my camera's locked here. I don't want it falling off. And most importantly, thank you all for sticking around, subscribing to my channel, just relaxing and having a little fun. And yeah, as you can see here, we got a lot of plants to put in here now. We're ready to put plants in. We're still putting the dirt in here. But stuff like this, like these type of videos, I like to share my ideas with you. Does that go there? It shows it right here. Oh, right here. Right there. Let me make sure here. I don't want to be dropping that on the ground. I have to pick that, go down and bend over and pick that up. Alright. So right now, this bag here is going to take us some time. Like I said, kids, I can't let you out early today. I've got to keep you here and bore you to death. Yes, my arms are in the way. That's why I can't make these tutorials. I'd have to sit on the other side of the table, which means I'd have to pull this out, and I am not in the mood to do that. Alright, so now we got to need 8 of these leaf pieces. I like these. I have a bunch of these now that I have bought, and I have been saving up for special occasions. Okay, so I've been kind of hoarding these leaf pieces up. They're kind of cool. You've seen me use them in my campgrounds and stuff too. And they really do come in handy for ground cover. And you can stack them up, put them on like a plated heel, and just cover things up here. So it looks like it just fits inside of this little notch here. Okay. Move that out of the way and get this last one in here. I'm sure we're going to be clamping those down a bit more. I could use those. But if anything, and I decide to get rid of this set, I'm probably going to, okay. I'm probably just not going to keep the base. I just want the Pokemon on it. But when you're doing a review, you do the whole thing right away. So don't forget this piece. It goes right in that little spot right there. But yeah, I mean, some people don't get, this is just a hobby of mine. I can't guarantee that I'll have everything done. you know, if I had like literally hundreds of contributors, like tons of patron supporters, it would be different. But right now, everything here more or less is just for fun. And if you're like, if I only had like one patron supporter, they get to see it all. Like, I'm really grateful you guys are supporting me on through this journey. But if you're not a fan of Patreon, you know, you can always contact me and ask me, Jay, do you have a building guide? I'm interested in getting a guide from you. So if you don't want to go to my Patreon to get it, just say, hey, do you have a building guide? Don't forget that one there. It sits right in that little stud hole. And just ask me. You can ask me in my videos, hey, do you have a building guide for this? I want to buy it. Okay, let me go take a look. Okay, I don't have one. You're going to have to wait. Or, oh yeah, I do have this guide. It's ready to go. If you want it, I can get it done for you in a week or so. It's like I did that green SUV that I built years ago. I finally got that because somebody requested it a long time ago, so I finally got to that one. So yeah, I've been... okay, now I'm going to have to make 8 of these. It means I need to move this off the workbench here. So now you're going to have to make a bunch of these type of little plant pieces, and then they sit right on top of these. Boy, this is really nice looking, huh? But yeah, this is a really nice... Alright. Boy, that disintegrated Lego. Okay, Lego, here's a lesson I've learned. Why don't we make these as units and do that? So I got to bring it down to a 9.5 because build quality, before somebody says it's a skill issue, it's honestly, sometimes I think they kind of just use too much AI to write up their building guides. Even I have noticed that they've been doing that. So if yours falls off, just take the whole assembly off and do that. But yep, so right now we're already experiencing build quality due to plants. Plants are a pain because they will fall off. They're not durable like they are in nature. So yeah, we're at a 9.5 due to build quality right now. I had a friend of mine says, Jay, I'm not going to like you too much if you fail this set. Yeah, if I fail it, I fail it, you know, so be it. So we're going to have to be careful putting these on here. May have to hold behind here. Just be careful because these are not anchored down really well. But backing up all those building guides though, and just if you ask me to get one to you, just you have to be patient. But just ask, because I've got about 60% of my guides written out. And if you say, hey, do you have this guide? And I have it, I'll put it up there. Okay. And my stuff is cheap because these are PDF guides. I'm not here to make a fortune off them. I'm here to back up my work. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, that looks cool, but I bet those will work really well with a black light. And I have a high-powered black light I found. I got to get that in here and try it out one day. All right, and then now we got to make more flowers. So now I got to make 3 of these, so I'm going to make one right now. These are nice to have too. You just got to get more of them. And we need to make 3 of these. So let's start doing these real quick here. You know, I had to pick the longest stuff to do first. The very first one is the longest one they want you to build. You know, kind of, that's Lego style there. Boy, that's really colorful. These would be good like in some kind of fantasy land here. Like some kind of tropical plant thing. A plant thing. And you put your stud in there. How do you get the stud out of there? You just shove a shaft in there. Well, maybe you can't. The holes on these are too small. Boy, Lego's sure gotten pretty involved into parts. Oh, that doesn't go in there. What am I doing? And then, oh, no, we are not done yet because we got to get some stems in here. Stem, Rem. If you watch ReZero, you know who Rem is, right? Oh, Rem. I need to I'm not into anime figures by any means, but Rem. I need to find her somewhere. Okay, so these here. Okay, I see where they go. So 2 of these. Hold on. Uh-oh, did I make a mistake? I think I did. Let me look here. Okay. I put these on here, and these are not supposed to be on here. All right. Just imagine I probably blocked somebody because of that. Can't get this apart. There was 8 of them, though. And, okay, now I got to go back and fix something here. Yeah, okay, well, at least we know this goes here. But these are actually supposed to go on that stick. I've had people do that. They'll get mad at me and cuss me out on a mistake. And I'm like, I've noticed this lately. And I'm like, before I block them, I'm like, I'm obviously telling you didn't watch the video all the way through and you're cussing me out over something kind of silly. You know. Boy, those are going to break off real easy, huh? That means that this one I put in here is not going to, that doesn't need to be on there. And yeah, I have people who get mad at me over some of the mistakes I'm making here. I mean, I make mistakes. It's just honest. Oh, you know what? These are supposed to be on here like that. Well, uh-oh, did I hear an Apple device telling on itself? Do I have to get up and go turn it off? I think I'm going to have to. I heard it going off on the other side of the room. I got to go there and turn that off because I don't want that going off while I'm working. Okay, we are really having some problems here with this stuff. Yeah, be careful putting these on here. These feel like they're ready just to fall off. Even when I build my campgrounds, I'm very careful because parts will fall right off of here. And this last one doesn't really show where it goes. I got to look at a previous page here. I got to check on something here, but I can't because I got to deal with this now. What I can tell, does it matter? Is it going to be critical? Probably not. I know it goes here. I think it just goes right on the stud right next to this round plate. Like that. And just kind of wiggle this in here a little bit. But that doesn't make any sense. But that's where it's supposed to go. It's hard to say. Maybe it goes on the stud next to it. Right here. I mean, does it matter? I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty though. It's just a lot of stuff. Okay, now we are making another set of plants here. And we got to make 3 of those. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, you're going to need to make 6 times 3 is 18. Make 18 of those. So look like, guess what we'll be doing here. Let's start sorting parts out. Yeah. I think this is going to be an 1.5 hour installment, but hey, at least one thing though. I'm not rushing through it. I'm not going to speed build. Let's put these leaves over here because that's all I'm running across right now. Trying to get to the tiles. Why don't I just sort before the thing because these are unedited. Alright. Oh yeah, we're going to be here for a while, folks. Like I said, these are indexed, so if you don't want to see this, you can skip a section if you want. I always index my videos. Big boys don't even bother doing that. They use everything with AI while I do it all manually. So anytime you see an index in a video, that I type that out by hand. I have a whole index track of what's supposed to be where. Okay, well I got these. But I think the easiest thing to do first is to assemble our parts. And I'm going to put one on here like that and start sorting things until I build another one. And then I'm going to put two of them on now like that. And then I'm just going to keep sorting until I get there. Well, it makes it fun. It breaks the monopolist up of doing the same old thing over and over and over again. But, you know, you get your own set. You can build it any way you want. Okay. These big pieces are what's going to really hold you up here because you're going to be doing that. Now, I'm not going to place these in just yet, but those are kind of cool looking. So if you have a lot of round tiles, you could do that and make different types of plants. I'm trying to find tiles. Alright, well, we're getting somewhere. We got these. We don't need those right now. Oh, this is one thing. Now you see why I don't ever do tutorials on my campgrounds, like the big layouts. It would be just way too much. We've done it here a few times where we just kind of build the layout, and that would be it. Because those are just too hot for YouTube, but I will put, when I do the next update videos on my campgrounds or whatever, they will be on the YouTube members on the main channel. Why would I put them there? Yeah, just to make it better. Okay, let's make a few more. 2. See, it's faster now. You know why? I got rid of that mess at the bottom. 3. Let's put these. Well, it'd be nice if I had longer fingernails, but I'm not growing my nails out for anyone. Alright, it wants to be a turd. Yeah. Trying to find parts for that air conditioner myself and getting hit with the tariffs because the stupid pan that I need is made out of galvanized steel, and steel here in the States is rare. So when this technician though comes by, I'm going to tell him, leave me the old pan. I don't care if it's rusted. It's already rusted. I know what's wrong with it. But leave it here. I don't want them taking it and recycling it, and they get to keep the money. I sound like that guy, but you know. Kind of reminds me of there was a show I watched where they would trade metal and stuff. Metal was hard to find. No, it was Waterworld. Remember Waterworld? If you've ever watched that show? Or that movie? Yeah, Waterworld. Where you get big bucks for a handful of dry dirt. Yeah. Okay, so these here... Oh, I made a mistake again, folks. These are supposed to be back here, and these are here. So let me do my corrections real quick. Let's revise here. Alright, so these are supposed to be like this, and then these shafts go in there. Alright. The plants are what's going to kill you here. So be very careful. They're not going to last too long. They're going to fall right off. So just... try to get that in there. Just rotate them in very slowly. And this last one, let me see where that one goes here. It goes right, oh, it goes right in here in this middle hole. You just take it in there and you just screw it in, just wiggle it in. As if I can, there we go. That's what I like about those plates with holes. Alright, making sure that went in there where it's supposed to. Well, that looks really pretty, doesn't it? And by the time you get to that point and you sort all your parts out, you're all ready to go here. Ooh, we're going to have to make 3 more plants. Isn't that cool? Yeah, we're going to have another assembly line here. So let me grab a couple of these. Alright. Yeah, can you see what I'm doing? Let's move this over here because right now we're focusing on the plants. But you can see how I work through this. I work very slow. I'm not racing through it. And we need to get 3 more leaves. And this is like a botanical set without it being a botanical set. Especially all the guys out there who hate botanical sets. Oh yeah, you're going to do these now. Botanical builds are like my biggest ones on here on YouTube. I have a feeling this one's going to be pretty much watched as well because of the not because of the plants, just because of the complexity of the build, just to kind of point out some pointers, talk about stories, just have a little fun, shoot the breeze while we're all hanging out, just doing Lego stuff together. And I'm missing a big leaf piece. Okay, that thing was hiding it. Alright, and I bet there's going to be more plates in there. Let me take a look. Actually, no, there's a brick and a plate. So you put those in there, we do a round number 2. And then we stick these, and you put the plates on the top. Well, let's just put the plates on the top while we're here and just kind of plop those in. I bet these sticks are going to go in there because there's daylight through that hole. I bet that's exactly what we're doing here. Daylight come and you want to go home. I want to go home. Actually, I am home. I want to leave home. I want to go on vacation. Oh yeah, we were talking about vacations now. Well, we were until the air conditioned pan decided to take a turd. I'm going to need all those. We were talking about camping and to set the tent up in the back of the pickup. The tent will fit inside, but we have the wheel wells and stuff. So I was thinking, my girlfriend and I were, she goes, why can't you just set the tent in here? I said, well, maybe I could. We kind of just did like a dry fit except for the wheel wells. I said, you know what I could do? I could build a platform. That's what it's supposed to look like so far. I said, I could just build a platform and just put storage underneath. And just set the tent on the top and just have some eyelets on the plywood to anchor the tent down. Now, of course, I won't be driving it with it like that. That'd be kind of cool. And I said it'd be like a little truck camper in a way. I said we were not laying on the ground. It would be leveled, or levels we can get the truck. And it'd be kind of cool. So we were talking about that. And I thought, that's not too bad. And in addition to that, we were talking about meals. Because, you know, a lot of us don't want to prepare meals and do dishes and stuff. So we're talking about doing foil pouch meals where they're meals prepared in foil. So when we get there, we can just light up the fire ring or barbecue or whatever and just plop everything down. I've seen a stealth camper do that. He does a lot of his foil pouch meals, and that's probably what I'm going to be doing. It makes preparing and cleanup real easy to do. And then now we're going to have to add the petals to these. So let's get to going. We're going to assemble these first here. We're almost done with the base. I know, we're getting close. So I think what we're going to do here, these are nice. I have a bunch of these. I never classified them as plants. These were more like junk parts, but now I've been keeping these set aside for plants. And then the flange part goes in the hole. So yeah, we were just talking about that. I thought it'd be just nice to have all this stuff stored below us and just set the tent on the top. Or we were also talking about too, why don't we make a custom tent where we can have compartments where we can open up the bottom and access that. So we were just talking about that there, and like, okay, how do we do this? We don't want to have to spend all the camping time setting up. That's how the flat tiles go in like that. Yeah, to see right here, right where my thumb's at, it's sticking out through the bottom. So that's normal, okay. So we were talking about that, and I thought that'd be really cool just to kind of have it set up to where we don't have to mess with it as much. Now these would right here be good for botanicals. Jay, you're not eyeballing those parts, are you? Yes, I am eyeballing them. I'm not going to keep the base. The Pokemon, I'm going to have them on display. The base, not so much. Alright. So we have a bunch of these extra stud flowers. That's got me worried. Looks like we'll have to do some checking here when we're done, because I have extra of these. Oh, well, these go on the top here, then those stems, but I have extra stud flowers, so I got to go check my work here. But we were talking about, you know, just kind of a different way to go camping instead of just dragging the tent out and just doing that. We can make our own tent and just like take some like PVC pipe, like sprinkler pipe, and just make some anchor points inside the plywood base and just make a tent. That'd be kind of cool. And that's what one of these look like right here. Isn't that cool? That's pretty, huh? And then these here, I'm trying to see where I can see where those extra stud flowers go, but I don't see them here. I'm going to have to check my work here. But these go... Oh, I see where they go. On these, the red things. So just shove that right down in there. I'm just going to rotate it, and you just bend them. So it's these little red things right here you got to put them on. Alright. So we were talking about the whole camping gig. I think that'd be kind of cool. You know, we don't have to set up stuff, and we can just do that real quick. Well, that's really anchored down pretty good, huh? Wish I could say the rest, same for the rest of this. Okay. Alright, so we have another one of these. Well, now we're going to have to do some checking. Okay, checking my work. I'm going to index it as that. But so far, if you're looking for a very complicated build, this is exactly what you will be doing. And do not work ahead too far, because you will mess up like I will. 8 and 8 of those. I don't have any more of those transparent tiles, so we got those all nailed out. I'm just checking my work here. That takes care of bag 6. So somewhere I forgot something. I see the stud flowers. $18 of those. And that's what we used here. Because those tiles wouldn't stay on otherwise if I didn't have those in there, but they are. I've noticed Lego's been shoving a whole bunch of extra pieces in here, but I'm really just making sure here, you know, why are we getting extra pieces like this? But, yeah, I think this was probably a production run set because we have 5 of these, and we have an extra one of these. Lego, your sets are so big, are you just packing them with random stuff? Ooh, well, we know that didn't break when I hit that. Yeah, that's a lot of spare parts so far. So if you got a lot of spare pieces, yeah, that, I mean, somebody asked me if that's normal. It happens very rarely, but in the same set, yeah, not too much. Okay, Summation of Thoughts. And yeah, we just got done with the base. And except for some of these flower pieces, it's pretty durable. I'm going to say the build quality right now is a 9.5. I'd just say the plant pieces are going to bring this one down a little bit. But you can obviously tell where Venusaur is going to be sitting at. I had to make sure which one I was building. And yeah, looks like bags 7 through 27 are going to wrap that up, which is like 21 bags. So that's going to take a few installments to put that together. But right now, I got to do a dreaded education set because right now I just finished up a section. But I'm going to take a look here at the very end of the book here. Oh yes, see right here, I'm going to show you. So this is obviously going to take up to 4 people. At the very end, he does fit on there. So I'd say 6 people can build this set very comfortably. You know, 3 to 6 people. Easy. Well, 1 to 6. But I'd say right now, this looks good, but we haven't done anything yet, right? We just haven't done much because we just did the base. But the set is keeping my interest so far. And right now, I think we got, what, 59 more bags left to do? I still got a lot of work cut out for me. But tell me what you think of the base so far.